All right, so I wanted to post a video to share with you guys. I've been getting a lot of questions about how do I afford to live in the Philippines or live abroad at the age of 47, not being retired, not having a pension. So I kind of wanted to address that question here in this video. So this video is going to be talking about one of my income streams that I use and how much I make in that income stream. And we're going to be talking about YouTube. YouTube is one of my biggest income streams that I use for online. And I'm going to show you guys how much I made the first 6 months that I started my YouTube channel. And I'm going to be showing you guys the ups and downs of YouTube. If you want to become a vlogger, maybe you want to travel to another country like I did and start, being a digital nomad. And YouTube is one of the big incomes that a lot of people use for doing that. Of course, you can have an online job, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about how much money I made in my first 6 months of YouTube and how much I made per month and how long it took me to get monetized. And I was just gonna walk you guys through some numbers really quick. So to put my story in context, I started YouTube with zero expectations. So my goal was I moved from the United States to the Philippines to be with my online girlfriend that I had talked to, Sarah, and then we wanted to start a life with me in the Philippines because at the time she didn't want to move to the United States. So I wanted to kind of just film our journey and start a YouTube channel. So I didn't start it until the day before I got on the plane to go to the Philippines. So I wanted to kind of have one income stream so I can replenish all the savings that I had. I had some money saved up so I could come to the Philippines and travel. I wasn't sure if I was going to stay here or not. So I had a little bit of money, so I wanted to try to use YouTube as one of those online income streams to be able to replenish my savings that we were spending as we were traveling, and of course living the day-to-day life in the Philippines. So I didn't have much expectations with it. So I posted my first video March 29th, 2025. And then April 25th is when I got my first 1,000 subscribers. And then on April 28th is when I got my first 4,000 watch hours totals. And then by May 3rd, at that time I had posted about 8 videos. And then at that time, May 3rd is when I finally got monetized with YouTube. So altogether, it took me about 5 weeks to get monetized on YouTube. And that had a lot to do with the very first video that I posted, which was traveling to, I'll put the video here, but that's the video that I recorded going from the United States to meeting Sarah in the Philippines. And that video carried the channel for the first couple of months, like month or 1 or 2 or something like that. So we started off as a travel channel, traveling around the Philippines, and that's when I found out that the traveling with what I was posting wasn't really doing very good for me. So around our second big upload that we did is when we found out that I do a little bit better just documenting daily life in the Philippines. So that was one of my first niche jumps, but it's not that big of a jump. So I posted one of my second biggest videos, and that was showing the compound that I live on, and I'll post that here. That's when I got my second video that got some decent amount of views after we tried all the traveling ones. And that was around my 25th upload. So I had a lot of videos in between that just really didn't get many views. And that was around July 21st. And that's when the numbers started showing, hey, you can actually, possibly make a decent income with this. So if you're not familiar with how YouTube works, the monetization is pretty easy. You just need to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 total watch hours. And for me, it took about a total of 5 weeks from the first video I posted. It took me about 5 weeks to finally get monetized, which I think is a little above average, but I've seen people do it before, sooner. Some people can do it in under a month. Some people it takes a year. It just really depends on, how consistent you are with uploading, and of course the content that you're going to be uploading as well. So as you can see here, month number 1, we started off kind of slow. That was the first month that I got after being monetized. So in the total of the first month, I made $72, and I got about 23,000 views. So this was mainly carried by my very first video that I posted traveling to meet Sarah. And then here in my second month of YouTube, you can see I got my views started growing a little bit more, and we had a total of 54,000 views, and estimated total revenue is $187. And that was mainly because of one video I had posted, which was showing the life living on my girlfriend's compound. And I'll put that video here. And then month 3 is when it finally started to take off. YouTube paid me a total of $369, and with a total of 92.5 thousand views. So this is obviously not enough for me to live off of in like the United States or something like that, but it helps a lot being in the Philippines with the lower cost of living. Is able to provide things like groceries and partial of the rent. So I was pretty happy with that. And again, I had low expectations. All right, and now we come to month number 4. Month number 4 is when I finally made some decent money. Again, it's not a ton of money, but it's enough to live off of in the Philippines, or close enough, at least replenish my savings. So I made a total of $524. And you can see I finally broke the over 100,000 views for that month. And this was mainly due to my third video that finally got some decent views. And that was where I took $20 to a local market and bought groceries at the market here in the Filipino market in the Philippines. And at this point, it finally felt like we could possibly make a living with YouTube, at least living in the Philippines, again, in a low cost country where rent can be, $100, $200. And I live with her, so we don't have any rent. So our bills are around $500 if we budget really good for the month. So if we're able to make $500 a month on YouTube as a very beginning channel, I was okay with that. Which brings us to month number 5, and this is one of the biggest lessons that I learned in YouTube. It is staying consistency, and then also I learned about niches. I learned a little bit about it in the prior months of YouTube, but this is where I really learned how important it is to stay within your niche. So in the 5th month of YouTube, I made a total of $122. And we only got 26,000 views. So as you can see, our numbers declined very much. And a lot of that had to do with I had gone back to the United States to visit some family for a month. And while I was in the United States, I had filmed just random things like me traveling to South Korea. I filmed things inside of, in Oregon where I was visiting my family, just traveling. So it was something not in my original niche. My niche originally was filming day-to-day life in the Philippines with my girlfriend, Sarah. So I learned that jumping niches really affects your videos. Your followers, they may stop watching you, things like that. So you can see a big decrease in that month. So staying within one niche is very, very important. As you can see here, $122. And it followed me with the next month. As you can see, we'll go to the next month here. The next month, month number 6, went down again to about $112. So as you can see, all the videos that were gaining momentum and everything else, just kind of, they all just died. They just dropped. So even though I was making new videos, all the momentum I had with YouTube just dropped dramatically. So we took a big hit with that. So that's why it's very important when you are a new channel, stay within your niche, stay consistent with posting your videos. If you want to post a video twice a week, consistently post twice a week and consistently post the same niche, the same category. Don't do like I did and jump niches, because it will affect a lot. And then it takes a little bit of time for YouTube to then, because YouTube puts you in a different category. They go, okay, you're vlogging about the Philippines day-to-day life. Now I'm in Oregon and I'm doing videos fishing with my father, and it says, okay, now you're doing videos about fishing. So it puts you in a different category, and of course your subscribers that are going to watch it, they're not going to want to watch you, majority of them aren't going to want to watch you crabbing or fishing in Oregon. So it affects your channel entirely. So I just wanted to share with you guys my journey on one of my income streams. And again, it is one of the biggest income streams I have right now is YouTube, and show you guys my journey. And it is sustainable. I've seen a lot of people that, make $1,000, $2,000 their first month. If they have a really good niche, really good category that they stay in and they stay consistent. And once you get monetized, you're fine. I've seen some really big channels that make really good money, and it's all about, your personality. It's all about what you're providing to your subscribers. So yeah, if I can take anything back that I've done, would be not, or any tips I can give you guys, would be not jumping from different categories. It is hard at times to, you have an idea and you think maybe I can try this, but stay within your niche, stay within that category. Changing niches, it really can affect your channel. And the videos that I had that were just building momentum, they hit 100K, and as soon as I changed niches, they dropped dramatically, and they just pretty much flatline. So you pretty much end up starting your channel all the way back from the beginning. So I'm pretty much starting all over again. So I wanted to give you guys just a bird's eye view of the average person doing average videos on YouTube and how much they can make every month. If this video helped you in any way, drop a comment. Please subscribe. It helps our channel. It helps us grow. If you're new to my channel as well, you can check out my other videos that I have. I have a lot of videos with Sarah. And by the way, we are having a new baby. So any help I get with subscribers or any comments or anything like that, that helps dramatically for the channel. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I wish you guys the best of luck in your journey in YouTube or in life, period. Once again, thank you, and have a nice day.